Dear Patriots, before the news starts, please subscribe to our patriotic channel by clicking the subscribe button. Give us a thumbs up to this video. Don't forget to leave your opinion below in the comments section. Share the news on Facebook and Twitter so you friends see it. Thank you.
The sick thing Antifa does to old lady in this video is going viral. A defiant victim speaks out. A gray-haired woman holding an American flag was attacked in Boston on Saturday as she stood beside the alt-left counter-protesters at the rally held on the Boston Common. Video posted by Fox News show Antifa grabbing the flag from the woman and attacking her for 10 yards. The Antifa terrorist then let go and the woman fell to the ground. Her male companion and another man caught up to her and pulled her back. The woman screeches. OMG. What a powerful video. Kudos to the Fox cameraman that caught it. He is a hero and isn't the only one covering the truth. An older lady in her 60s holding up American flag and saying God bless Donald Trump was pushed to the ground by a thug. I tried to help her up and I glared at the guy and he said I didn't do nuttin and smirked. Pack of ugly skanky mean girls were taunting her saying poor baby and laughing. The video shows the woman that was shown above. Her voice is a fiery reminder that this is America that we live in. It's sad that all these young people have been taught the ideals of socialism and communism. They are anti-American ideas. That's why we need to expose these anarchist assholes. Share this article all over the world and let's expose them. Thanks for reading. IT turned deadly. What police said alt-left planned for Boston rally should get them all arrested. Today a free speech rally was held by libertarian and right-wing demonstrators. The organizers invited everyone to celebrate and explicitly condemn the Nazis, Klan, and anyone seeking violence. Then it happened. Police received reports of planned acid attacks by the alt-left to shut down the rally. A few demonstrators showed up to voice their support for the right for all Americans to freely voice their opinions with words, not violence. Then thousands of leftists marched in, easily 95% of them peacefully, but some were far more sinister. It was that other 5%, the Antifa anarchists who had hidden their weapons and masks and gear from sight to blend into the crowd who had other plans. Acid attacks are sick and destroy lives if the victim survives. They are terrorist tactics, and if they choose to use them, they should be treated as such. I just want to say that Antifa has declared that hate speech equals violence, so they justify fighting people who speak. To make it worse, any pro-Trump or pro-America speech is hate speech to them, because they are leftist anarchists, so they justify violence against anyone. The rally was scheduled for noon until 2 p.m. but was broken up after only a half hour by the organizer out of fear of his fellow free speech advocates. The Boston mayor certainly took sides. She made it very clear that she was on the side of Antifa before saying if any violence occurred from anyone, she would send police in to shut down the main event. To the credit of the Boston police, they did everything they could to protect the free speech folks. They actually escorted them instead of simply corralling them into a crowd of leftists, like they did at San Jose Trump Rally 2016. He's back. What Trump just did to Boston protesters left all of them speechless. Y'all, this stuff could not be made up if we tried. President Trump just managed to leave the whole country speechless. In Boston today, a group of libertarians decided to hold a free speech rally. Many in the area, 14,000 total, fearing another bloody fight between neo-Nazis and Antifas, went out and took to the street in a peaceful protest. Not a single one of them was prepared for what Trump did to them afterwards. He thanked the 14,000 protesters for coming out and peacefully protesting bigotry and hate. He said that truly peaceful protests are one of the core rights of this great country and it was good seeing so many Americans uniting to oppose the violence. Amen, Mr. President. We are a country founded on many amazing basic rights and protesting is one of the absolute greatest. Of course, there were a few problems. 20 arrests after some BLMs attacked a cop car, but relative to the size that is not nearly as bad as it could have been. Honestly, though, 1 out of every 700 protesters is a huge improvement over what we have been seeing. I will stand with the president 100% on this and praise the use of peaceful protest over violent riots. Give Trump an amen and help share his American message to everyone. Dems doom. What just came out about Tom Perez will bring down the Democrats. It's not looking good for the Democrats. They recently expanded their massive fundraising and are making the Democrats look like the losers they have become. The Democrats have brought in the least amount of fundraising in a decade. Tom Perez is a failure. The DNC has now raised $3.8 million in July. The RNC raised $10.2 million in July. The GOP has no debt. The DNC has $3.4 million. The GOP has vastly expanded their fundraising since the beginning of 2017. According to The Hill, the RNC raised $86.5 million through the first 7 months of the year, while the DNC raised about $42 million. The GOP also has a huge advantage in cash on hand, $47.1 million to $6.9 million. Tom Perez is leading the Democratic Party to ruin. It's time to keep putting the nail in their coffin. They can get protesters out to protest and pretend that it has to do with Donald Trump, but the Democrats are running out of money. Here is what Tom Perez thinks about Obama coming back to help America. Keep the pressure up, patriots. Share this all over America. It's time to expose how bad the Democrats are exposed. Keep on fighting, Republicans. We are taking back the country. Get this information out there. Boston police chief just said something about today's protests that Trump needs to ASAP. Boston Police Department Commissioner William Evans just came out and told reporters on Saturday that leftist protesters had hurled bottles full of urine at the police. Let me repeat that. This was tweeted out by the Boston police earlier. He thanked the police for the amazing job they did. The police did a great job keeping the thousands of protesters at bay. This needs to get out. The left has been violent, and thank God the free speech participants today were vigilant and kept from becoming violent. Conservatives got honeypotted in Charlottesville. In Boston, there were approximately 30 free speech protesters and literally thousands of Antifa and liberal protesters. Share this to expose the violence and agitation from the liberal protesters. The media is not showing this. It's up to us to get this out there and make it so they can't ignore it anymore. Keep fighting the good fight, patriots. We will drain the swamp and break the media monopoly. Amen. What Ivanka Trump said about Boston protesters last night made Donald so proud. Well shoot, y'all, this is exactly what we were hoping for. Ivanka Trump showed once again that she is not some liberal shill but instead a very loyal advocate of President Trump himself. After the Boston protest, which attracted almost 40,000 people, the left was hoping they had finally enraged the Trumps. There was just one problem. Ivanka Trump, and her dad, supports the right to peaceful protests. Ivanka tweeted late last night. It was beautiful to see thousands of people across the USA come together today to peacefully denounce bigotry, racism and anti-Semitism. We must continue to come together, united as Americans. Of course, she was not alone in this sentiment. In fact, not that long before Ivanka's tweet, the president himself said something almost identical. Donald tweeted, "I want to applaud the many protesters in Boston who are speaking out against bigotry and hate. Our country will soon come together as one." In a separate tweet, the president also suggested that peaceful protests can be a valuable path to healing the country, a sentiment echoing those of our founding fathers. Of course, now the left has no clue what to think. Ivanka and Donald are both praising them for their fight against anti-Semitism. Are you proud to see Trump acknowledging the protesters when they assemble peaceably? Only around 20 out of 40,000 were arrested for disorderly conduct and violence, and the whole family standing as one? If so, share this out to everyone you know so the Trumps can see we the people have their backs. This is war. Bannon just announced what he's gonna do to Fox News and it's massive. Former chief White House strategist Steve Bannon is now the current executive chairman of Breitbart News and says that he is going to jump right back to work at Breitbart. He says that he is going to waste no time in expanding the populist news network. Bannon is plotting to build a channel that can rival Fox News. According to Axios, Roger Ailes sent a letter to Bannon that said that he wanted to get a channel together. According to Jonathan Swan at Axios, Bannon has told friends that he sees a massive opening to fight off Fox News. He says that he is going to go after the network. Bannon is wondering if it will be a standalone TV network or a streaming network. Ailes may have told Bannon about the idea, which Bannon supposedly loved. He thinks that Fox is going in the squishy, globalist direction. Bob Mercer is ready to invest big in what's coming up next and it seems like it might happen. Bannon said to Bloomberg Businessweek's Josh Green that he's going to war for Trump against his opponents. Share this if you can't wait for Bannon to fight back. It's time to save Trump from the media. Let's keep fighting, patriots. Get this out there if you are ready to keep the fight going.